Hey, I am Joellen and I'm going to be teaching you today how to highlight and contour like a pro. Now, I know you probably think that highlighting and contouring is only for the actress or the model or the makeup artist, but it's not. It's for the everyday woman. It's for you. It's for those women who have a little bit of knowledge and experience with makeup. It's those who have maybe a medium amount and those who love makeup. It is for anyone, everyone at every skill level, every age and skin type and skin color. Highlighting and contouring is such a great way to take your look up a notch and make you look more flattering and feminine and beautiful. So make sure that you like and subscribe so you can get more makeup tips in the future. But let's get to it. Okay, first off, before I get into the tutorial, I just need to show you what I'm going to be using because this is an amazing system that I have been using for 5 to 6 years, and I can't imagine using anything else because there's nothing better than this. So I have my custom compact full of my colors that look good for my skin coloring. Now you can get your skin coloring types in your compact and have a custom compact for everything that you need right here. So right here I have my my highlight colors, I have my contour colors, I have my blush, and then on this side I have my eyeshadows, I have my powder, I have my illuminator, my brow color, all the things. So this compact has everything that I need. Everything's at my fingertips. I'm not rummaging around through my makeup bag or my makeup drawer looking for all the things. So this will cut back your makeup ready time so much so that like you get ready so quickly, simplifies the process. It's the best. So that alone is a way to just make your highlighting and contouring process a whole lot easier. So I have this custom compact for my colors and I have a bunch of brushes. Now with highlighting and contouring, there are lots of different ways to do it. You can use one brush, you can use 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. And so there is no wrong or right way. Sometimes people like to have a light coverage, a medium coverage, a full coverage. It just depends on what look you want and what brush you're going to use. So today I'll use several brushes because when I'm getting ready on my daily routine, I like to use several brushes for different purposes. When I want to be in a hurry, I use one brush. When I want just a light coverage, I use one brush. So these are the brushes that I'll be using, and let's get going. So first off, when you want to do your makeup, you want to look at first maybe the problem areas on your face that you kind of want to neutralize and tone down a bit. So I have some really dark circles under my eyes. I have some redness on my chin. I have some redness around my nose. So I'm going to cover up those areas first before we get into the highlighting and contouring, just so that my skin tone is more even and beautiful and flawless looking. So in my compact, I have a color corrector right here, that will help kind of neutralize those areas that it will make it look more natural and not as distracting. So I'm going to use this color to quickly fix those areas that are just a little bit more, have more color and pigment to them on my face than in other areas. And you might not, your skin might be flawless. You might have beautiful skin, and so you don't have to worry about any concealer or color correcting, and that's cool. That's awesome. But I'm just going to do a quick light layer covering up these areas just so that I get a better coverage. So I'm using this brush. It just gives a light layer. I am applying a quick layer on those areas, kind of neutralizing out. You already see how it's helping my skin appear more flawless. So many women have different colors in their face. They have sun exposure, they might have rosacea, hyperpigmentation, hypopigmentation, melasma, maybe a wine spot. There's lots of freckling, moles, all the things. Women have different colors on their faces, and that's totally normal. Nobody has one like complete skin color. So it's really important to have a compact that will help accommodate for those different skin colors that you have on your face. So that's why I like to have a concealer, and I like to have a little bit, this is my normal skin color. I like to have a lighter skin color too in there so that I can have different colors on my face. So how many times have you gone to the store, to like Sephora or Ulta or any department store or drugstore, and you buy a bottle of foundation, or if you're using mineral powder or whatever you use, and you put one flat color on your face? You're taking away the shadows and the dimension, and you're making your face all one color, but our face isn't all one color. We have all the colors on our face, and so it's really important to, that's the whole point of highlighting and contouring, is to make our face not look so flat and lifeless and covered up with one foundation color, but to bring the life back into our face. And so that's why I'm going to be applying my makeup in steps, because we have different processes on our face and different colors, and so that will make it look a lot more natural, a lot more beautiful, and a lot more flawless looking. All right, so now I have kind of covered up those areas where I wanted to conceal a bit. Now I'm gonna go in with my foundation color, which we call highlight. So this is my normal skin color, the color that matches my skin the most closely. And so I'm gonna be going in with this color, and I'm going to be applying it on the areas of my face where I want to even out my skin tone and give myself coverage. So right along my jawline, my chin, underneath my nose, my forehead. And I'm not going to be putting it a one layer on everything, because with highlighting and contouring, I don't want to have 4 layers of makeup on my face. I only want to have one layer, put the colors right where they go, so that I don't look like a cakey fake mess. I want to look natural. I want to look flawless, right? So we're going to use as little amount of makeup as possible, because this cream makeup has really great coverage without giving you like tons of layering, all right? So now I'm going to switch over to a different brush. If I wanted a light coverage, I would just stick with this brush, but I want to go for a little bit more medium coverage. So I'm going to be using this end of the brush. It's a little bit dense, thick, and so it will help apply about a medium amount of makeup onto my face to give me some good coverage. So with this cream makeup, I'm just going to take my brush and just dab a little bit into my cream, and I'm going to be just dabbing it onto my face and giving my skin that coverage that I need right where I need it. So like I said, I'm just focusing on my lower jaw area, my chin, just dabbing it on, pressing it into my skin. Because it's cream, it will blend really beautifully into your skin. It looks so natural compared to a liquid foundation or a powder foundation, where when it settles into the cracks and the creases and the crevices, and it just looks like you're wearing makeup. But cream will be really natural and give you the coverage that you need without giving you that like cakey mess look. All right, so I'm just doing a little bit, just right where I need that coverage, where I need that like evening out of my skin. Okay, so my nose, a little bit on my cheek, a little bit right here, and then I'm going to focus a little bit on my forehead. A little goes a long way. You don't need a lot. And also, you work in stages. Add a little bit, and if you feel like you need more coverage, then go ahead and add a little bit more. So now I have on my face is mostly evened out right now. I did not put a whole layer on my whole entire face. I only put it in those small areas that I needed that coverage. All right, so now I'm going to go with a lighter color of foundation, highlight, and I'm going to put this underneath my eyes just to waken them up a bit, make it look a little bit more youthful, add a little bit of dimension and highlight under there so that I look more alive. So I'm using this lighter color, and I'm going to use the same brush I was using at the very beginning, and I'm just applying this light color underneath my eyes to add that nice, pretty, youthful glow. Now I'm focusing on like the inner corner of my eye, and I'm just kind of blending it out and down. It's almost like an upside down triangle or like a pie shape. Right under there is giving me a nice light area right there. And just apply as little or as much as you want. I am just doing it in like stippling, dabbing motions, because it would just press into my skin just like I need it to. All right, so I'm dabbing it, stippling it. Okay, so now I look a little bit more like, whew, Ooh, useful, right? Okay, now let's get into the most fun part. This is my favorite part of my makeup process. Contouring. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I did without contouring because I just was like a flat face. I just put one foundation color on my face and called it good. Maybe a little bit of blush and that was it. But as soon as I learned how to do contouring, I'm like, this is a game changer. This is what every woman needs because you look alive and you look beautiful and you look natural. So pretty. So these are my contour colors. If I want to go for a little bit bolder look, I go for the darker color. If I want to go for a little bit more natural look, I go for the lighter color. But let's go for a little bit bolder so that it shows well on the camera. But I'm going to show you how to apply contour and where to apply contour, right? It is not scary. I know you're like, oh, I've never done this before. I don't know if I can do this. You can do this. Trust me, you can do this. So what you want to do, this is my favorite contouring brush I like to use. This is the Detail brush. I love it because it just gets right where you want it, but there are other ones too that you can use. This is just my personal favorite. You want to take your contour and your brush and you want to find your cheekbone. So it's really important when you find your cheekbone, it's that bone right in the middle of your face. It might be higher or lower than mine. It might be harder to find, but just find that bone on your face and you want to go right about the tip of your ear. And right at your hairline, you're gonna start applying the contour and you're going to apply it right along the bone, like right on top of the bone, because if you put it too low, then you're gonna be drawing your face down and we wanna lift up those cheekbones. We wanna give you that feminine, pretty face. So we're gonna be applying, basically painting a line right along your cheekbone. So add more if you want to, if you, want to start with a little bit and then add a little bit more as you go. I like to go in like small brush-like strokes just so that I have more control of it. If you want to do like a sloppy line, that's cool. But just it's important that you just follow right along your bone and you want to stop when you get to about your corner of your eye. Don't go too much further past that because then you're going to start getting in this area. And then you're going to start looking like you have like a 5 o'clock shadow, you have a beard, or you look a little bit dirty and muddy. We don't want that look. We just want to look like we're bringing out our cheekbones and we're giving that shape and shadow and dimension on our face, okay? So right at the tip of your ear, your hairline, to right about the corner of your eye, okay? That's it. Just draw a line, okay? Same thing on the other side. Find that cheekbone and apply that color right along that cheekbone. Okay, it looks really scary and funny right now, but don't worry, we're gonna blend it and it's gonna look natural and beautiful. Now, if you want a little bit of a cupping of your cheek, just like a push-up bra, will kind of give you a little bit of lift. If you want to lift your cheeks up a little bit, you can do a little bit of a curve at the end of your line if you want to. You don't have to. If you just want to do a line and call it good, that's cool. You just kind of play around with it until you feel like you got the right, line and shape, and then you work with it. Do what works best for you. There's no wrong or right way. You just got to do what you feel like the most beautiful in. All right, so now we have our cheekbones partially contoured. Now we're going to go for the top of our forehead because we are adding shadow on our face where the light and shadow would normally be. So instead of putting that one flat foundation on our face and covering up our natural shadows and dimension, we're trying to recreate that natural look and emphasize it. So we also want to contour the top of our forehead because just like if you were to put a flashlight, right, like shine it right in the middle of a ball, the middle would be bright, but then the top and the bottom would be shadowed, right? And so we want to have that same kind of illusion and the same effect when we're highlighting and contouring our face. We want to create those shadows naturally on the top of our forehead and on the bottom area too. So same thing, take the same brush. You can use either end of the brush, works great. I have a smaller face, so I like to use the smaller one. I just feel like I have more, a little bit more control of it. And I'm just going to do a sloppy line right along the top of my forehead. And it's fine. It does not have to be perfect because we're going to blend it in a minute. All right. So just do a line right along your hairline. If you feel like you have a larger forehead area space to cover, do a little bit larger line. If you have a small forehead, then don't do a whole lot. I kind of have a medium to small forehead, and so I don't need to do a lot. Plus, my bangs kind of cover part of my face. So I just really focus on this side. Do what you feel like is best for you. All right, so the other place that we can apply contour is along our jawline, because we want to chisel those jawline out, right? We want to look feminine and extra fancy. So we're creating that shadow and that shape right along our jaw. And so we are going to be doing the same thing, taking that contour, taking that brush, and drawing right along your jawline. And if you don't feel like your jaw is as defined as you want it to be, that's totally fine. You're just going to be creating that shadow and just drawing on the most part of the bone that sticks out the most, and then we're going to blend it out. So I'm just doing it right under there, and then we will blend it in just a second. Okay, now I'm also going to do my nose. You do not have to do this if you don't want to. If this right here is enough of a challenge for you, that's totally fine. But I'm going to do my nose because I like a challenge, and it's really not hard. I'll show you how easy it is. So I'm going to use this lighter one. My nose tends to be a little bit on the red side, and so I feel like this is kind of an ashy brown, and it just works better on my nose. So I'm going to use this end of the brush to see how it has like a flat kind of edged on it. I'm going to just take that and clot it into my contour and apply it right along the sides of my nose. And just blending it down to create that shadow to make my nose look a little slimmer. It's cool. It's an illusion. We are creating shadow and dimension to kind of trick the eye and make us look a little bit more chiseled than we really are. And I'm just going to take a little bit of highlight and put on the top of my nose. All right, cool. All right, so now we look pretty funny, right? Let's blend. So take the same brush or whatever brush you're using, and we're going to blend. So remember I said we want to lift our cheekbones up. So it's really important that we don't, when we're blending, we're not blending down. We want to blend up to give that pretty lifting effect. So when you're blending, because this is cream makeup, you're just basically swiping, or you can kind of like swirl or circular motions or press, whatever you feel like is the best way to get that blended look. Just do it until your harsh lines are gone and you have that nice blended look, all right? Same thing on the other areas that you need to blend. And because it is cream, it blends really beautifully, and it just settles well right onto your skin, and it makes it look so natural. All right, and if you feel like you have too much on still, don't worry. We are going to use a makeup sponge to do the last bit of blending at the end. Okay, and then right along the jawline, this part you can just blend it down into your neck to create that shadow and give that a nice natural look. Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to apply a little bit of blush. You can use a brush, you can use your fingers. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of combination of both. I like to apply my blush with my finger and then blend it with a brush. So I'm taking this blush color, which is, I love it. It's my favorite because it's very natural. And I'm going to take my color and smile and apply it right on that squishy part of my cheek. And then I'll blend it into my contour. So apply it on both sides, smile, and then we will blend. It's really important not to put it too far into your face right through here, because then you're going to look like a hot, sweaty mess. And blush is not meant to make you look like a hot, sweaty mess. It is meant to give a little bit of color, a little bit of flush to your face, not to make us look like a clown, not to make us look like we are an old grandma who just doesn't wear anything else but blush, or not to make it look like we're a hot sweaty mess. We just want to add a little bit of color. And so this, just applying it on the squishiest part of your cheek and then blending it into your contour will just add a really nice, pretty look to you. So I'm taking the other end of my brush and blending it, pressing it right into my contour. Same thing on the other side. All right, now we are going to do a little bit of extra blending to make sure that we have any excess makeup picked up. And I'm going to be using a makeup sponge. Now, let me give you a quick little tip on a makeup sponge. When you buy these, they're going to be hard and dry. That's not how you use them. You need to run it underwater, get it really wet. Like you want to be squishing in and out until it is soaking wet, until it's about double in size. And then you want to wring it out really, really well until there's no water dripping out of it. You can even take a towel and wring it out at the very end to get all the water out. And it's going to be very slightly damp and it will be nice and squishy. That is how you want to use a makeup sponge, because it will help blend and press and pick up any of that excess makeup and make it look really flawless. Now we are not swiping, because that will wipe the makeup off. We are just bouncing and blending and tapping that on the area where you want to blend it a bit, okay? You can do it as much or as little as you want. It's a really great way to help top off your makeup look and make it look natural. Okay, I'm gonna do one last thing and then we are going to be done. It's really not hard, right? This is so easy. I'm going to take some Illuminator. I'm using a powder one, but you can use a cream one. And I'm using this brush, and I'm just going to apply some of this powder Illuminator right on the top of my cheekbone to give it a nice little shimmer and highlight right there. Okay, brush it on. And if you want to add a little bit more, you can also add it to the bow of your lip or the bridge of your nose. Right here. And now you have a nice look of highlighting and contouring. Now you do not have a flat face. You have not just put one foundation color, slapped it on, and you're done. We don't want to look lifeless. We want to look beautiful. We want to look like an enhanced version of our beautiful self, right? And so we don't want to take away our beauty, we just want to enhance it. We just want to add to it. So highlighting and contouring is a great way to keep that natural look by adding those shadows and dimensions into your face, making it look as natural as possible without being too complicated. So when you have the right tools, when you have what you need, and when you have the right tips to do it, you can do it so quickly. So if I was not giving you a step-by-step tutorial on how to do this, you can do this in about 5 minutes or less. If you wanted to just use one brush, blend it really quickly, you're done. It's really not hard, and it gets easier with the more that you practice. It is so fun. Makeup should be fun. It should not be something that you dread doing, or that you don't feel confident or competent in doing. With the right tools and the right tips, you can do anything in your home, and you can achieve the same look that all the actresses and models and makeup artists and all the other people are doing. You can achieve this look too. So this is what I used with a few brushes, and it was super easy, really easy to learn. Let me know if you have any questions. I will link everything that I used below. Also, if you want help finding the colors that will look great on your skin tone, because no one has the same exact skin coloring. We all have different things on our faces that we want to maybe help minimize or neutralize, or that we want to help cover. We all have different skin coloring preferences, all the things, but I will help you find the right colors for you if you are interested in figuring out what would work best for you. So make sure that you click the link and fill out the form and send me a selfie so that I can help you get started on your highlighting and contouring journey. It is for the everyday woman. It is not just for those who have the money and the experience and the fame. You can learn this too. It's a great way to look and feel beautiful, because I truly believe that when you look and feel good, you do good. So let's go ahead and take some time for ourselves. so then we can feel good and do good. All right, make sure that you like and subscribe and ask me any questions if you have any, but have a fabulous day and I will see you next time. Ciao.